as parents of two, from their first date, a chronology of the romance between Emily Blunt and John Krasinski. Emily Blunt and John Krasinski have supported one another both on and off screen throughout their relationship. Over the past 12 years, they have not only maintained their love for each other but have grown into one of Hollywood's most cherished celebrity pairs. 2008 saw the couple's first encounter and their first date the same year. They clicked right away, as Krasinski has stated that during their first date, he knew Blunt was the one. Following their 2010 wedding, the couple's family expanded, and by 2016, they had 2 daughters. Blunt and Krasinski have collaborated on big screen projects in addition to their individual careers, and they are well known for commemorating significant professional achievements together. Here is all you need to know about Blunt and Krasinski and their relationship, from their first date to their joyful marriage. 2008 saw them meet and go on their first date. Through a common friend, the two initially got together in Los Angeles. In 2018, Blunt recounted meeting Krasinski while he was seated next to another friend of theirs, Justin Theroux, during an episode of Late Night with Seth Meyers. Was in the restaurant, and I was in it. She clarified, I was sitting with a common buddy. Oh my god, that's my friend John, exclaims my friend Gray. That concluded things. He left our friend Justin Theroux, with whom he was seated, and approached us. He was just staring at me, laughing. They went on their first date later that year. Although they would not discuss the event in any detail, the couple did disclose in a 2018 interview with The Hollywood Reporter that they spent the evening together enjoying pizza and going to Krasinski's Hollywood residence. The Office star persisted in being evasive about the date, saying, I don't want to talk about it because it's so precious. Is everything okay? 2009 saw the couple's engagement. In August 2009, Krasinski's agent told People that, less than a year into their courtship, he and Blunt were engaged. Both celebrities, nevertheless, kept the specifics of the proposal under wraps. In July 2010, the pair exchanged vows at George Clooney's Lake Como, Italy, residence. But Krasinski disclosed in a 2016 interview with Elle that he initially had no intention of getting married in Clooney's house. He clarified, I grew up with the Boston vibe and the Catholic vibe. I wish to avoid upsetting anyone. I have this place, feel free to use it, George remarked. I just answered yes to the fourth question. For the first 3 times, I believed that he couldn't possibly be serious. However, I could see his sentiments were being damaged. In reality, I offended George Clooney. In the initial years of their marriage, they both talked about how their meeting had transformed their lives. The pair began sharing more details about how their romance came about after getting married. In 2011, Krasinski claimed in an interview with the Ellen DeGeneres show that he knew Blunt was the one for him right away. He remembered, it was one of those things where I was thinking I'm going to take my time and I wasn't really looking for a relationship. I felt so uneasy when I first met her. Oh my gosh, I think I'm going to fall in love with her, I exclaimed. Upon shaking her hand, I said, I like you. In a 2013 interview with InStyle, Blunt expressed her agreement with her husband's assessment and discussed the final effects of meeting him on her life. According to E! News, she told the newspaper, meeting John really changed my life. I feel unbeatable when I sense his backing for me. On your good days, there's someone behind you, and on your bad days, there's someone in front of you. In 2016, Blunt and Krasinski became parents to a second child. In July 2016, the actor announced on Twitter that he was now a father of 2 children. Announcing our 4th family member is the perfect way to commemorate the 4th of July. We met our gorgeous daughter Violet 2 weeks ago, Krasinski stated at the time. 2017 saw the announcement of their first joint movie. Despite their prior recognition for their individual acting endeavors, Krasinski announced on Instagram in March 2017 that he and Blunt would be co-starring in A Quiet Place. John, who's the one actor you've been wanting to work with, was the question posed in the post, which included a screenshot of an article confirming the news. In 2018, Krasinski talked candidly about his collaboration with his spouse before the premiere of their film. Blunt's spouse also discussed her acting prowess in their January 2018 Vanity Fair cover interview. The director of A Quiet Place, Krasinski, continued by describing the significance of seeing his wife perform on screen. He remarked, when she starts doing what she does, the air changes in the room. It is incredibly powerful, pure, and honest. It's like if she had a superpower that she can instantly activate and use with few tries. I love acting, and I'm so lucky to be doing it, he went on. She's on another plane, though. During filming, there was this strange junction where I completely forgot that I was her spouse. I was fortunate enough to be seated in the first row while I watched her performance. A Quiet Place was released on a formal basis 4 months after the interview was published. In 2019, they started shooting A Quiet Place 2. In July 2019, Krasinski confirmed on Twitter that a second Quiet Place movie was being produced. He posted a picture of the movie's clapperboard, which said Part 2, at the time. Blunt subsequently disclosed, nevertheless, that she and her husband had not originally planned to do this movie. The idea of trying to do another one really irked and reluctant both of us, she stated in March 2020 to Variety. Many individuals tried to present ideas in the studio, and we both said, we're not going to do it. According to Variety, Krasinski changed his mind and decided he wanted to do a sequel 3 months after the first Quiet Place movie was released. The pair was present at Lincoln Center in New York City for the global premiere of A Quiet Place Part 2 in March 2020. Because to the epidemic, the movie wasn't released in theaters until July 2021. In 2020, Blunt talks candidly about parenting their kids during the epidemic just before her 10-year wedding anniversary. In an interview with People in May 2020, Blunt talked on how much she cherishes her marriage in honor of her 10th anniversary. The Mary Poppins Returns actress remarked, "Having John's support is everything because we are each other's confidant. For me, having that common understanding has really been a very important anchor." She also talked about how her girls had served as a lifeline for both her and Krasinski during the pandemic. Having young children around during the pandemic was really helpful because they would just be running around the house, and your job is to keep them safe and ensure that they have a happy life, the speaker remarked. That was undoubtedly a really helpful lifeline for John and me during the pandemic. In 2022, Blunt and Krasinski talk about exhibiting their films to their kids. In July 2022, Krasinski claimed in an interview with Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show that his girls had seen his film, DC League of Super Pets, and had found it to be quite entertaining. He declared, "They adored it. They were giggling uncontrollably. Until now, I feel they didn't genuinely think I was in the industry because they haven't seen any of my work." Before his appearance with Jimmy Fallon, his wife had disclosed that she had shown one of her movies to her girls a year before. In an appearance on Kelly and Ryan's show, Live, she claimed that although her kids hadn't previously shown much interest in her films, they had enjoyed Jungle Cruise. "They are really into Jungle Cruise, but they are usually disinterested in seeing me on screen," she remarked. "They love the world, they love the dynamic. They love the Jaguar, they love DJ." In an interview from December 2022, Krasinski claims he wouldn't be anywhere without his wife. Krasinski proceeded to wax lyrical about his wife and the influence she has had on his life in an interview with Parade at the close of the previous year. "Without her, I wouldn't be anywhere in my life," he declared. "She challenges me to be better every single day at everything I do, not just in my career but also on a daily basis as a dad." The pair was present at the SAG Awards last month, when Blunt was nominated for Best Actress but lost out. They were observed sharing a few quiet words and giggles while strolling the red carpet. Additionally, Krasinski supported his wife by grinning and stepping aside when she posed for pictures on the red carpet. Fans praised the couple's flirty exchanges and connection on social media with great speed. "I don't want it if I don't grow up and have a love like Emily Blunt and John Krasinski," someone commented on Twitter.